Hello boys and girls, ladies and gents, and welcome to a short review of Mafia Definitive Edition, which is the latest game that I managed to finish from the ones that I'm recording at the moment. We'll put it back up again in case some of you haven't seen the review for Guardians of the Galaxy. I split the game into 5 categories: combat, story, exploration, customization, and replayability. Then we get those scores and we do a median average and see what the overall score is. Now, I guess I'll just get to it and try and keep this as short as possible. Combat has a good cover mechanic. Even on the hardest difficulties, you can get through them with the minimum amount of damage. You can only do that though if you are tactical about your choices. You don't rush ahead like a bull. You need to wait until there is a gap in the shooting for the reload from the enemies, and then you can advance tactically and properly. Now, while this mechanic is great, the cover can be a bit wonky, especially around the corners. As for the selection of weapons that you can use, it is quite small, but it is era appropriate. All in all, we'll give this a 7 out of 10. For the story, there is a small selection of characters that are at the forefront of the story, so it's not a big huge story. It's quite linear, considering that it's a remake of an old style game. It's a classic mafioso story with stereotypes. Those of you that are fans of said stories, you'll probably pop them out as soon as you can. Characters have enough exposure to make you care about them. However, I would have liked to see a bit more missions and stories together with them. Maybe give them some more details, accents, you know. You can see the distinct personalities that have come through, especially through the work of the voice actors. And some of them do actually make you think all the time, what is their actual angle? In terms of choices, there are no definitive choices that affect the end of the story. As I mentioned, it's quite linear. It's a remake of apparently one of the best games that were released at their time. But it's understandable. Within that, you've only got like combat choices, basically how you approach your combat. All in all, it's a solid mafioso story with no real choices, except the combat approach. Right, so we'll give this a 7 out of 10. Right, in terms of exploration, you got the city of Lostheaven, really well and nicely made city that is a fresh breather compared to how it compared to the blocky graphics of the first game's time. It is, however, unfortunate that you've got like a separate mode to explore it, and it can be a bit annoying to switch between free ride and exploration. Now that cuts down on the motivation. I feel like you should have had a period of transition where you could use it. You have all those story time skips about laying low and doing the moral war, which could have been used to give access to the whole of the town. You know, maybe better to explore. Collectibles don't actually have any sort of reward except artwork and a trophy for them, which again, it's not much of a point for them, so not really a lot of motivation to make you explore the full city, as you can kind of like see it as you play along. Lostheaven does indeed feel alive for its time. You can see people interact. The police is annoying as it should be because you are a mafioso. All in all, 6 out of 10. Just due to the lack of choices in what you can do during free roam, and the fact that the free roam is not like better integrated with the game. Now, customizations, which is one of the most features I usually look forward to, is basic. You've got access to it only in free ride mode, where you can change your clothes and change your clothes, choose your weapons, change your car, and a bit of customization for each except the guns. You've got like I think 52 cars, but except the color and interior, there's not much happening in that case. So all in all, just a 6 out of 10. Just because of the huge number of cars and the small customization that you can do to them. In terms of replayability, it's really gonna be quite low. It's a 3 out of 10. You can technically unlock everything on your first playthrough, and if you're like me who appreciates a good story, you'll probably that's like the only reason that you will be playing it. So yeah, in that case, not a lot. So as I mentioned, 3 out of 10. All in all, a pretty solid game all around. Story, combat, and world building are the main factors that will make you want to play this game. I would recommend it. I really enjoyed it. I speedran through it. The story keeps you hooked as much as possible. And the variety of weapons, well, the variety of customization that is available keeps you good enough to just like move around. I focus mostly on the cars, but that again is just something that I like. I like the cars of the era, so I always wanted to see how the new one looks. All in all, we'll give this a 6 out of 10. And yeah, would I recommend this to everybody? Absolutely. Will everybody enjoy it? That is a matter of yourself. If you like a good short story, then go ahead and play this. It's gonna be great and you are going to enjoy it. Other than that, thank you. And have a nice day, and I'll see you with the next game.